What's going on, everyone? Slothy here with another video. Things out in the world have been getting pretty sour, you could say. So I decided I wanted to take this episode and do something sweet. I'm going to be doing a Little Debbie taste test.
Nice.
Now I've selected 8 Little Debbie treats, all the way from Star Crunch to fudge rounds to zebra stripes to honey buns, cosmic brownies, oatmeal cream pies, nutty buddies, and Swiss rolls. And I've decided I'm going to taste, rate, and figure out what's the best Little Debbie treat. On this board, which is more for me, I know I have terrible handwriting, I have written down all of the names of the different Little Debbie treats I will be trying, and I've categorized them. I'm going to be rating them 1 to 5 on these categories. On the taste, on how, obviously how they taste. The texture, what is it like? Is it a pleasing texture? Is it a satisfying texture? And time. And this might be a little bit confusing. This is how well it's held up over the course of these years, because I've had all of these before, but a lot of these will be the first time I'm eating them in quite a long time. So I want to see how they rate on that scale. And then down here's the total of everything. I will be keeping this list, and we will be seeing at the end what the total of everything is and which one reigns supreme. All right, first up, we got Star Crunch. Star Crunch, baby. It's kind of like a chocolate covered Rice Krispie treat thing with caramel. Yeah. So, at least I think that's what it is. So we're gonna go ahead. All right. So that was pretty good. But let's get into the rating. All right. As far as taste, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 4. Give that a 4 on the taste scale and texture. Now that texture was pretty good. The texture is, that crispy, you got the crunch, you got the soft, you got the gooey, you got the chocolate. So this one's gonna have to be a solid 4 for me on that as well. And then time, how well that's held up over time. And I used to like him as a kid, and I kind of like him now. So I'd say it kind of just stayed the same. So I'd give that a 3. All right, on to the next snack. Next up, fudge rounds. Oh baby, when I used to get these and you see those little chocolate swirls on top of that fudge cake, this used to be my thing. This used to be my bomb. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how it is. Let's see how much I've changed to see if this little treat is not still delicious to me. I used to be able to eat a whole box of these in one setting. I know, terrible, but they're so good. All right, I've eaten it. Let's get to the numbers. All right, so fudge round. As far as taste, it's one of my favorite Little Debbie treats. Just could not do any wrong. So honestly, gonna have to give it a 5.
Are you sure about that?
That one a 5. I love fudge rounds. Now, what about the texture? Now, I really like the texture of these things, but they honestly are a little one-sided on their texture. And so it's kind of all soft, it's all squishy, which is not bad if you're looking for that kind of a treat. But as far as like a blend of textures, you could find another treat with more textures. So we're gonna give that one a 3. I love the taste. Texture, it's a little whatever. And as for the time, I would say, honestly, I probably loved them more as a kid, just probably because I had a nasty sweet tooth. So honestly, this one will have to go as a 2 because my my time loving it has gone down a little bit. I don't actually love it as much. I mean, obviously I'd buy a box whenever it's convenient, but I'm not going out and looking for it, if that makes sense. All right, on to treat number 3. We got zebra cakes. Now, I don't know why, but zebra cakes, to me, every time I picture them, I just see them in a lunchbox. That is what I imagine every kid having for some reason. I remember seeing these distinctly in the bottom of a lunchbox, especially on field trips or something like that. I don't know why these were such a hot snack. I mean, like I said, I've tried them. I've tried them before, but let's see how it holds up. These are a lot softer than I remember, and they fall apart more. Okay, here we go. Taste, it's vanilla, literally. It's like a vanilla cake, covered with like chocolate, white chocolate and chocolate. Doesn't really get me going, if you know what I mean. Doesn't really, tickle my taste buds. So as far as taste with that one, I'm gonna have to give it a 2.
Huh?
It's really not that good. Really not that great. But as far as texture, I do like how it has a little bit of depth to it. It has this very, very soft vanilla cake part, and then it has like kind of not crunchy, but it's a harder shell coating of chocolate on the outside. So as far as texture goes, I'm gonna give it a 3. Nothing too crazy, nothing too great. Finally, time. Zebra cakes were always kind of a weird thing to me. I really never liked them. I really never got them. Now, I'd say it's better. Maybe I'm just gonna say it's the same. It's the same. It feels the same. I feel the same about it. I wouldn't go out and purchase these if I wasn't doing this. So we're just gonna keep it at a solid 3. Next treat, we got honey buns. Honey?
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, they're not called honey buns, honey, just honey buns. All right, honey buns. They're like a donut with glaze, and I mean that's about it. I think it's just kind of like almost like a cinnamon roll, but with just glaze and no cinnamon to it. I feel like these are probably one of the most popular gas station treats I've ever seen. Every gas station I go to, they at least have honey buns. Out of all the Little Debbie things, they at least have honey buns. So, let's try it.
Oh my God! Wow!
Wow. Wow. Oh wow. That was an experience. So as far as taste, that, was actually pretty good. I like cake donuts more than just like the regular donuts. And that was a lot like a cake donut with a nice, sweet, honey-ish kind of glaze. You know what? I'm gonna give that honey buns a 4. Now as far as texture, I do like the texture, and it is also kind of one-sided. It's just literally soft, but I do also like the texture of it. It kind of is more of a flaky soft. It kind of has more of a cake kind of soft. It's not just mush in your mouth, if you know what I'm saying. So I'll have to honestly give that one probably like a 3. I don't know, a 3, that sounds good to me. I don't care. But now time. As a kid, honey buns, another one of those like, too gooey, I don't know, something about it just didn't sit with me right. But now, I'd honestly have to say, I like it a little bit more. A little bit more, not too much, so I'm gonna give it a 4. Solid 4.
2 hours later.
Oh, my stomach. I'm only halfway through. Okay, let's get on to the next treat. We have cosmic brownies. Cosmic brownies. Now, this was the epitome, the gold mine, the sweet little nugget of gold that kids would have, and everyone wanted it. Everyone wanted the cosmic brownie. All the kids loved them. It was like a sweet, sweet, sweet treat. Very thick and chocolatey, and with these like little like nerd chocolate things on it. Yeah, they're like nerds but with chocolate instead. So let's go ahead and see what it's like. Okay, I have words. Let's just go to the scoreboard. Taste. Well, I'll tell you one thing it does taste, and that's sweet. Very, very sweet, and very chocolatey. A whole lot of chocolatey. I think it might be a little overboard. I think it might be so overboard that I actually don't like it. I actually am saying that it is not. Sorry. I'm actually saying that it's not a good taste. I do not like it. On a scale, man, I'd have to give the cosmic brownie like a 2. Like a 2. Yeah, it is. It is not good. All right, and let's go for the texture next. Man, I thought it was gonna be good with like this weird combination of, it's just not as I remembered. It's just not as I remembered as a kid. Why is it different? It's so gooey that it just sticks to everything. It feels like you're eating peanut butter. It feels like you're just eating a big old scoop of peanut butter and you're just trying to. And with the mix of it not even tasting that great anymore, I mean, this texture was rough. It did have those little chocolate things, but it gets drowned in all the goo. So I'm gonna have to give this one a 2 as well. All right, and if you couldn't guess, as far as time, it honestly has to be a 1. I used to love these things. I could eat them all day. Now I'm struggling to get through a bite. So I think that says something. I'm gonna have to give the time for my cosmic brownie a 1 and a farewell. Next up, oatmeal cream pies. Oh baby, you know what time it is. Oatmeal cream pies. As a kid, I didn't really like anything with oatmeal in it. But these things, I mean, come on. I think I'm almost sure this one's still gonna hold up. I don't know why. It's just oatmeal and icing. Just oatmeal and icing. It's so good. Let's go with taste. So the taste for the oatmeal cream pie, it's good. It's really good. It's some sort of like sweet oatmeal-y dough thing with icing in it. But I've always thought with the oatmeal cookie, you could do something a little bit more. Something a little bit more. I don't know what it is. I can't name it. I have no idea. But it's always felt like it could have a little bit more. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 4. Next up, texture. Now the texture of these things are honestly probably my favorite. You kind of have like a soft, chewy cookie with little crunchy bits of granola and then that really, really soft icing in the middle. You kind of hit all the nails on the head with this without besides like a hard coating, but you have your crunchy. And I think that really covers the main basis you need for a Little Debbie treat. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 5. Good job, oatmeal cookie. Good job. And as for time, I mean, honestly, I'm fighting to not keep eating this whole entire thing. I have a lot of treats to go, or I have a couple more treats to go, but I'm still fighting fighting the urge to take a bite of that oatmeal cream pie. So I'd say I like it a little bit more, wouldn't you? So I'm gonna give that a 4. Next up, Nutty Buddy. Nutty Buddies. All right, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember these things being called Nutter Butters. Now is that the Mandela effect stuff going on here? Am I remembering it all weird? Am I from an alternate universe where Nutter Butters are a thing and not these Nutty Buddies? Or do they change the name sometime? I'm too lazy to look it up, so you do it. Okay? You do it. Let's get into the ratings. Alright. Right away, very strong scent of peanut butter. Alright. I have consumed the Nutty Buddy. See? I have consumed the Nutty Buddy. I have tasted it, I have swallowed it, and I think I'm ready to rate it. So let's go for taste. The taste of these things, they've always been okay to me. They've always been alright. But there's always been something about the peanut butter taste of it that just tastes very artificial to me. It doesn't taste like any other peanut butter I've had before. And so it always has thrown me for a loop and made me kind of hesitant to actually purchase these things and eat more of it. It's always kind of had this weird thing with me. So I'm honestly going to give, as far as taste, a 3. Now as far as texture goes, this thing, I mean, it's pretty close to having it all as well. It's got the crispy wafer cookie, that chocolate, smooth kind of chocolatey outside, and then that creamy peanut butter. I mean, that's some pretty top-notch stuff. Now, I mean, it could probably use one more thing, but as far as texture goes, I'm giving the Nutty Buddy a 4. And as far as time, I mean, back in the day, I would really not eat these things. I did not like Nutty Buddies. They would always be in the house because my dad used to always eat them. But that would be the one treat I would never take. But eating this one right now, you know what? I'm probably going to definitely have another bite later on today. So I would have to give this one a 4. All right, and for the final treat, we have Swiss rolls. Now, me and Swiss rolls, we go way back. I've been eating Swiss rolls since the day I can remember, okay? These things were my bomb diggity, but we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about treats. So let's go ahead, dig in. Also, did anyone else, as a kid or anything, do weird stuff with their food, like eat it in a certain way? I used to always unroll this for some reason and eat it like that. And sometimes, oh yeah, here we go, hold on. If I could just get the chocolate piece, that was just the chocolate skin, that was also very good. I really like to deconstruct my food for some reason when I eat it. I always got in trouble for playing with my food, but I wasn't playing with it. I was being an artist. Okay. Alright. So, Swiss rolls. Let's go with taste. As far as the taste goes, they still are a delicious treat in my mind. Still a tasty, delectable thing. The chocolate, the swirl, and that chocolate outside too. It's really good to me. Good consistency and everything. I'm gonna have to give that one a 5. Not 10, but 5. Might have been confusing, but yeah. Alright, now texture. The texture of them, I will say honestly, it's a little bland. It's a little kind of just goes to goo in your mouth as soon as you eat it. It kind of just all mushes together. Luckily that doesn't hurt the taste. The texture, I mean, it's a little weak. It's a little weak, okay, mamma mia. It's not a strong, if you know what I'm saying. So, gonna have to give it a 2. I think that's fair. A 2 on texture. Okay, and time. So my time with this Swiss roll has been great in the past, and it is perfectly good now. Really nothing has changed, and therefore, I'm giving it a 3. Alright, after doing some difficult math, I have come out with some conclusions. Coming in last place with a score of 5, Cosmic Brownies. Coming in second to last with a score of 8, we have Zebra Cakes. Tied at third to last place. I'm making this way confusing, but you're going to have to deal with it. Tied in third to last place with a score of 10, we have Swiss rolls and fudge rounds. And now we've reached our final treats. With a 3-way tie with a score of 11, in second place, Star Crunch, Honey Buns, and Nutty Buddy. And you know what that means. First place with a whopping score of 13, we have the oatmeal cream pie cookie. So, congratulations, oatmeal cream pie. You are the top Little Debbie treat. But there's still more Little Debbie treats out there that I can try. So if you want to knock this little oatmeal cream pie off its little high horse, go ahead and leave me a comment of some other Little Debbie treats you think I should try, and I'll be happy to do it. If you like what I did today and liked going on this taste treat adventure with me, go ahead and drop a like. Leave a comment. Do whatever. Watch one of my other videos that's gonna pop up somewhere at the end. And please be safe out there. Things are getting crazy. Be sweet. Be nice. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.